What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Crypto Cornucopia, where you come for the latest news, education, and path to prosperity. Please like, subscribe, and let's build this community. Also, comment below, ask some questions. I'll make videos out of them, and I want to help you guys as much as I can. Remember, though, I am not a financial advisor. This is just financial opinion. Today is October 14th, 2021. So, one thing that I noticed in the last video is we had some scammers come out. Somebody asked a question and the same two people came back answering that they knew this person that gave them financial advice. When you see something shady like that, don't engage. I will never personally direct message you or ask anybody specific questions. I will reply to your comments, though, as much as possible. All right, let's take a look at the markets. Bitcoin, everything is up. Gotta love this green. I am so excited today. There's so much bullish news that I'm going to go over the last few days. And you can see over here, look at Axie Infinity, beast mode, up 18% today. But let's see, where is DOT on here? There it is, Polkadot. This is going to be the big winner for today. We'll go over that. Daily sentiment, very bullish. Why? Because they came out with the announcement that they are launching their parachains, and I'll go into more detail on that later. But as you can see, everything is green, looking awesome. Biggest on the daily sentiment is Ergo, Energy Web Token. We've got news on that as well. Sushi, Rary, OKB, Electronium, Telcoin. You can see these smaller caps. Telcoin is not too small, but a lot of these are smaller caps here that are going big. All right, let's move right into the news and the content. All right, so from Crypto Lark, he's mentioning that we have 72% Bitcoin futures surge could signal imminent approval for the first US Bitcoin ETF. We talked about this before. Most likely it's just going to be a futures ETF, which means it's paper trading. But nonetheless, if this happens, then Bitcoin's going to skyrocket. We've got more bullish news right after this. So coming down just below, Valkyrie just updated their Bitcoin futures ETF prospectus, which typically only happens when the ducks are in a row ready for a launch. All right, they added their ticker BTF, although no fee still. Okay, can't say it's a done deal, but if they're already prepping for it, most likely that's what's going to happen. All right, so moving on, Coinbase is launching an NFT marketplace. They announced this yesterday with its social features to grow creator community exponentially. So Coinbase NFT expansion is really pumping the coin stock. Now, we don't usually talk about stocks, but it's related to crypto. So coin came out the gates hard, went down, and it's only a matter of time before people realize that the stock itself is undervalued currently. But you're seeing it pump at the moment. All right, next up, we've got on the, that was from Digital Asset News on that one. From Market Rebellion, the Daily Crypto Bite, this is what's exciting me the most. All right, so we have the Bitcoin dominance. What that means is, as we've explained before, Bitcoin is most of the market. It's over $1 trillion, and the rest of the market is 1.4 trillion. So it dominates the market. But it hits resistance on this chart at about, I think it was 46, right? So it's been pumping, and the altcoins have been drained, just like the cycles we talked about. Bitcoin pumps, then it goes into the altcoins. And you can see the dominance is dropping right now. And it's probably going to come down into the 42 range. That's when all the altcoins are going to pump a lot. So just be aware of that. Very exciting there. Then you have the Link chart. So Link is one of my favorite projects. It is the oracle, the leading oracle in the space. I don't know why it's doing that to me. Trying to zoom in here. All right. So this is from Market Rebellion. I'll tell you what, I'll do you one better. Let's go right into Market Rebellion, and we'll click on the link chart and take a look at it. All right, pull it up right here. And you can see it took a big pump yesterday. There is no news coming out from it, but I'm waiting for this. Remember what we talked about when it hits a 2? It's called a TD sequential. It usually takes a pump. And Link is the most solid project in the space. So I'm looking for when it hits on the next daily candle, one of these twos, it's going to pump. I'm hoping it's going to come higher up until way past 36. I'm hoping for it to go to 40, 44. So just keep an eye out for that. Watch it. And let's move on. All right, so next up. All right, we're going into ETH and the ETH futures. So this is something that Market Rebellion, the Daily Crypto Bite, they were mentioning. So you'll take a look here, the futures. Now this, again, this is paper trading. It's more of a leading indicator than anything actual, but it's taking a jump here. So what it means is that this is sentiment saying that ETH itself is going up. People believe that it's going to be going up in the future. So that's something to keep an eye out for. And if we go back into Market Rebellion and pull up the ETH chart, you can see that it does have a TD sequential too. So I've heard from 2 different sources, the Daily Crypto Bite and another person that does charts, that they believe that ETH is going to be back up to its all-time high over here at about 44 within the next 2 weeks. So that's something to keep your eye on. And not financial advice, but if you're not in ETH, I highly suggest you start at least exposing yourself to it. Get into it a little bit. Again, financial opinion, not advice. All right, so this is from, again, Market Rebellion. And this is a chart of a head and shoulders. Okay, so you have a downtrend. The first shoulder goes back up, and then it dips lower. This is called the head. Goes back up, dips again. That's a second shoulder. And then once it raises above this line where you've had resistance, that means most likely it's going to be a line of support now, and this is confirmation. So this is a traditional market trend, and what he's showing here is that this is what he sees for ETH. This is the ETH USD. All right, this is the shoulder, this is the head, shoulder, and he's got confirmation now, so he believes it's going to take off. He's one of the ones that thinks it could be up to 44 in the next couple of weeks, barring anything, any black swan event coming up. All right, so this is a great one. It is about a supply squeeze. So the macro case continues to grow. Here's one of my favorite charts. Long-term holder supply shock ratio. Long-term holder is anybody over 3 to 6 months that's just been holding on to a token. They're not trading it. They're not moving it. The methodology for this metric is that when LTH, long-time holders, lock up a large enough portion of supply, there is a supply squeeze. That means that there's no supply in the exchange. What does that mean for you and I? It means price go up. All right. And what they're noticing is that it's reached an all-time high. Right here, this is an all-time high, which means there's fewer supply on the market of Bitcoin than there has ever been. All-time highs. That's a supply shock. Simple economics. Supply squeeze. All right, now moving on into someone in the comments asked about HBAR, which is Hedera Hashgraph. And lucky enough for that person, I said it's a great project. A lot of institutions get into it. They focus on corporations. Well, Chico Crypto just came out and connected. Well, he previously connected it, but brought it into one video and said Hedera Hashgraph is supported by Google. Who else is Theta? Theta is another social media. It's essentially YouTube and music on the blockchain. All right, so Theta is another one that you should watch out for, which hasn't been performing too well, so could be a time for it to break out eventually. Dapper Labs, ticker symbol Flow, is also supported by Google. But here's the big one we mentioned the other day, right? Chico Crypto previously connected this with Tesla Energy Web token. So today, Energy Web announced a new initiative funded by a 1 million grant from Google.org. Okay, so Google is backing Energy Web token. These are solid projects. If one of the biggest companies in the world is backing these tokens, then you know that they're going to be doing well. All right, so you got EWT, Energy Web Token, Flow with Dapper Labs, they're in NFTs and gaming, Theta, which is social, and then you have Hashgraph, which is involved with institutions and companies. Looks like Google's covering their bases here. They're getting into a little bit of everything. All right, I'm going to finish, well, not finish, but the most important news of the day, and I touched on it earlier, is that Polkadot. DOT is exploding. It's up 20% over the last 24 hours, and that is because it has not launched yet. All right, but the idea behind Polkadot is Polkadot's at the center. Ticker symbol DOT is at the center, and has 100 parachains that are going to do specific tasks and be settled on DOT. Okay, now it's not an ETH competitor per se. It's more to work with ETH, and they are EVM compatible, Ethereum virtual machine compatible, which means that people can bridge from Polkadot over to Ethereum. There are developers over there. We know there are thousands of tokens over there, so why not work with them? So let's read through this. The much anticipated Parachain Auction process, where projects are allocated slots for building on the Polkadot cryptocurrency network. Okay, so it's not happening yet. You guys are early. It kicks off next month. So what does this mean? The first of the auctions is slated to begin November 11th. So you're going to see a pump. It's only October 14th. You're going to see a pump in the next 3 weeks. All right, a proposal was submitted to the government's forum minutes ago. Stepping back, the Parachain auction process is an important milestone. Okay, Parachains have already been running successfully on the Canary network for Kusama. It's a test chain. So you test it out on Kusama, and then you move over to Polkadot. All right. So the point here is, once these auctions take place, people have to purchase DOT to make a vote. These 100 slots around DOT have to hold DOT in order to win. So it's just like we were talking about the supply squeeze just a few minutes ago with Bitcoin. There's going to be a supply squeeze for DOT. So you're going to be seeing DOT go up because people have to purchase DOT to vote for the parachains that are out here. Now, there are 100 that are going to fill these slots. What about the ones that are just trying to get in there? Okay, just wrap your mind around that. I'm going to end on just some hopium here. We got adoption. Okay, Rothschild Investment Corporation increases stake in GBTC as institutional adoption grows. Okay, go ahead and take Google Rothschild Investment. See how big they are. If they see the potential in a Bitcoin trust, then why shouldn't we? All right, guys, I'm going to leave you there. And next video, we're going to be talking about Phantom because I had that request. And it's an incredible chain that does over 1,000 transactions per second. Mind you, Bitcoin does 15 transactions per second. All right, see you guys soon.